Hi, this is Joanna Penn for thecreativepenn.com, and today I'm going to tell you a bit about what I want in a novel. Now, I've been thinking about this because I'm writing my first novel at the moment, and when I thought about what I like in a novel and how I pick a novel to read, I thought, well, that's actually what I want to write, so I thought I'd share it with you as well. So I like thrillers, and I'm writing a thriller. And the things that I think are important, so first of all, it's got to be a gripping story. It's got to be a page turner, because if I'm going to spend some money and spend time of my life reading, I want escapism. I want to be taken out of my life and into a different world, a different story. Now, so I guess that's the first thing. Now, I download a lot of samples onto the Kindle, and often just read a few pages of those and then, discard them or pick them depending on whether I'm immediately gripped by the first few pages. So that is a pretty good tip if you're writing a book now. Lots of people are downloading stuff off Kindle and getting samples, so make sure your sample is your best sample. Okay, I also like myth, religion, spirituality, those type of topics, psychology. Those are the topics I'm personally interested in. Those are my obsessions. And so I'm writing about those themes myself, and I'm a sucker for anything with God in the title or spiritual title, or any kind of spirituality, mythology, classical references, and that's kind of harping back to my own personal interests. So you might be into technology or sci-fi, or whatever you're into, the romance side. There are certain things that catch your eye. And I guess I'm really exploring how the things that I love and the things that I buy are reflected in what I'm actually writing myself, and making sure that what I'm writing excites me, which is very important. I also like high stakes and high body count. Now, I don't like horror, I don't like graphic violence, like really nasty violence. I don't watch horror movies, I don't watch a lot of movies that are sort of 15 plus actually anymore, but I like thrillers, so I like violence along the lines of the A-Team, explosions, body count, but no actual graphic violence involved. So that for me is the thriller genre. So I have a very high body count in my novel as well, but you don't actually read the really, really nasty, gory details. Education. I really like to be a bit educated in novels. So despite the sort of widespread hatred of Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol, I really enjoyed the stuff about Washington, because I haven't been to Washington. I'd really like to go. But I learned a lot about, architecture and art that was in Washington. And so I'm aiming to put that in my novels too, education about the themes of the novel and also about the places. And I guess that brings me on to another point, which is location. I am a real traveller, I love to travel, and I like to read books about different places. So I like to read, set in different cities, real world cities more for my personal preference. So I want to read about the different places the book is set, so that's really important to me too. Yeah, so I guess those are the main things that I consider important in a novel and what I actually love. And if a book fits those themes, I will probably buy it. And I keep a lookout for authors who write in those kind of areas, and then I often just read their whole backlist. So I'm sure you're like that too with the books that you like to read. So I just want you to think: is the book that you're writing the type of book you like to read? And if not, why not? And if so, then you know what you should be writing about. So thank you. This is Joanna Penn from thecreativepenn.com.